Hey everyone, thanks for all the support on my first video about the screen differences in the Libra 2, the Libra Colour, as well as the Kindle Voyage. Today I wanted to do a follow-up video as there were a few questions in the comments and some good comparisons that we can still do with the Libra 2 and the Libra Colour. So here I have right here, the white one is my Libra 2 and the black one being my Libra Colour. So the first thing I wanted to compare was the dark mode. So one of my viewers asked if I can show how they look in dark mode when I'm reading at night. So right now I'm in a dark room. On my left is the Libra 2 and my right is the Libra Colour. I made the settings to be 10% brightness and about 80% of the way for the warm light. So let's see how it reads if I change this into dark mode for each of these. So here's the dark mode that I have on for the Libra 2 and the Kobo Colour. And so you can see on the left here, the text is definitely brighter, more clear. And on the right, the Kobo Colour is a little bit more blurry and harder to read. The contrast is not as high, just like all my testing has proven before. And yeah, it's just a little bit more blurry and less clear compared to the Libra 2. So let's try to do a side-by-side here. And again, this is at, for both of them, 10% brightness, 80% warm light. So if I were to boost up the brightness to 20, for this one, then it will be closer, but the background on the color is going to be brighter as well, so it's not as dark as the Libra 2. Let me see if I can match the settings so that they look similar. Okay, so if I set the color, the Libra Colour, to about 15% brightness instead of 10% brightness, I'll say the text is a little bit closer, but the background on the Kobo Colour is just not as black. So in general, it's just brighter, the dark mode, compared to the Libra 2. So I would say in dark mode, the Libra 2 definitely reads easier and is easier on the eye, and it's more clear. And if you were to tune up the brightness to 15% on both of these, so this is 15, this is 15, and the warm light is about the same, then you would get this comparison. Okay, the Libra Colour background is still less dark, and the text is still less white, so it's definitely harder to read. If I tune down this natural light all the way, again, the brightness is still at 15% brightness, 0 natural light, then you would get this. The Libra 2 is still easier to read, again, because the text is more white and the background is more dark. So the other question that I had was whether highlighting color on the Kobo Libra Colour would affect the screen resolution. And the answer is no, from my experience and also from my understanding that the color screen sits on top of the black and white screen. So here's a demonstration. This is in black and white text. And if I were to highlight this, different colors, like it doesn't change the resolution. You can see how the different highlights work. There's 4 different colors by default that are set up: yellow, pink, blue, and green. It looks quite nice. Now here's also how the highlighting looks like when in dark mode. So on the left is the Libra 2 with no color. So when you highlight, it goes pretty white. As you tap away, it's a little bit faded, as you can see here. And then for the color, it's really quite nice with the dark mode. So the other question that I got from one of the viewers is whether I can increase the font weight, which means the thickness of the font, on the Kobo Libra Colour to make it easier to read, because it's darker to read compared to the Libra 2. So the answer is yes, and you can actually change the font weight on both of these, Libra 2 and the Colour. So in order to change it, let me just give you a quick comparison. You go to the font settings, advanced, and then you can up the weight, and it will actually show you what it looks like before and after. So if you were to apply, you can see that this text is now thicker. The font weight is now increased compared to the Libra 2. And both of these right now are at 0% brightness and 0% natural light. So this is one way to make it a little bit easier to read on the Libra Colour, given that the contrast is not as high. So you can see here, it does become easier to read. The other question that I had from one of my viewers is the screen door effect. So what is the screen door effect? It's usually when the screens, you can see like these lines or dots in the background page here. And if I were to turn up the screen brightness a lot, then maybe you can see it. See those dots? And the question was, does it bother me when I read? And the answer is no, because oftentimes I don't read at 100% anyway. I read at around like a lower brightness. And also at the same time, like you have to be very focused and be quite close to the screen to even notice it. Of course, if you compare side by side with the Libra 2, the Libra 2 looks cleaner in the background. It's definitely more white. But again, when I'm reading on the Colour, it doesn't bother me, especially since I read at arm's length, and most people should read at arm's length in order to not hurt your eyes. So I would say that the screen door effect is there if you really look for it, and if you tune up the brightness a lot, but it does not bother me when I'm reading. It does not affect my reading experience. Hope you all found this follow-up video helpful. Please give it a like and subscribe. It really helps support my channel. And please comment down below on what you think, if there's any other comparisons that you still want me to do. In my next video, I'm going to review the Kobo Libra sleep cover, the Libra Colour sleep cover. This is the new one. And if you're interested in that review, please remember to subscribe and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Thanks so much.